Mega Man 2, Wily made the Monsteropolis Corporation's mission statement something a little different. Kill Mega Man. Because of this, he had to open up 8 different branches after the first 6 had to be shut down. These Robot Masters were designed to kill Mega Man first, run a successful business second, but they should still be businessmen at the end of the day. Metal Man is an interesting case. He's frail, brittle, almost thin-skinned, and can't take what he dishes out. But he's still dry-witted, sarcastic, and possibly untrustworthy, yet he's quick to work on whatever project he's given. Like murder. His facility is a factory that may or may not be falling apart, which is at least in keeping with the company motto. He's hired Blockies, Pierrobots, and Springers. Springers are similar to Gabioals in the last game and future games, but I'm counting Springers because they have an actual face and mode of attack that isn't being a Roomba but dangerous. The Blocky seems a little out of it, like he came out of a nap, and because of that, he's easily dispatched in 2 hits or less. Pierrobots, on the other hand, are very gung-ho about trying to kill Mega Man and are absolutely loving their new job. Metal Man clearly used some funds given to him by head honcho Wily to hire some guys who might not be totally fit to do their job. He's an okay boss. Flashman is also quite odd. He's a whiner and loves complaining, but he still has a heart of gold. Though he's still prone to using his time stopper to play pranks, get some sick photos, and take longer baths. He's hired the returning Blockies, but has a fresh face in the form of Shopman, and it seems like he used his budget wisely, seeing as he created this facility that's seemingly a crystal palace, and was able to hire some Sniper Joes with giant ride armors. Flashman knows exactly what he's doing. He's hired a new guy who needs the experience, placed the bored guy in places that makes him difficult to dispatch, and has quite a few of the experienced guys around the place, now more well equipped than ever before. Flashman is a good boss. Hey, remember Birder from Dragon Ball Z, that guy who always called himself the fastest in the universe? Well, Quickman is a lot like that, and also Sonic the Hedgehog. He's quick to act, making impulsive decisions, likes illegal car races like Fast and the Furious 1, and has a secret rivalry going on with Turbo Man, who we'll discuss later. He expects all of his workers to be as fast as him, which is why he decided to put his facility in the absolute worst fucking place on earth to be it! Yeah, it's just a normal building, but it's got quite a few gimmicks that, if you're not lucky, you're instantly vaporized, whether you're Mega Man or a poor underling. Speaking of which, he's hired Chankies as well as a Chanky maker. They're only there presumably because the power goes off every so often due to the fact that he's using it all on those giant fucking fuck-off lasers that rip you to shreds! He's also hired Springers and Sniper Armors, so maybe that's why the enemy variety is quite lacking. Quickman, it looks like, is taking the challenge of killing the poor blue boy a little too seriously, and because of that, he's a bad boss. Bubble Man really deserves more love. His design kinda sucks, and he's a bit of a spender who wastes his money, but in this case, he spent it on good, necessary items. Not to mention, he's got a bubbly, sparkling personality. His facility is at the bottom of a large waterfall, where he's got claws, Kerogs, Tanishis, and the first mini-boss in the form of Uncle, who spits shrinks at you. These workers might be brittle and not take long to take out, but they're absolutely thrilled to be working here, and fit the theme of the stage more than any other enemy. Bubble Man is a good boss. Heat Man, on the other hand, lacks the work ethic and prefers to work at his own pace, which would be fine in other lines of work, but not in the business of killing Mega Man. His branch is located in some place deep underground. You can tell because of all the magma. He's hired flyboys, sniper armors, springers, and tellies. Apart from the fact that the budget for this year's venture is much bigger due to almost everyone hiring sniper armors, Heatman made the wise yet lazy decision of hiring tellies as their actual security robots. They can't do shit and are only capable of ramming into you, but they can quickly outnumber you 10 to 1. Flyboys, meanwhile, are limited in number, but they can surprise the target by jumping large distances and almost flying. Heatman may be lazy, but at least he's pretty smart about what he can do. He's a good boss. Woodman is another robot master who's a lot cooler than his design lets on. Sure, he's flammable, but that's really his only big weakness, apart from shark things. He also has a huge heart and loves nature and animals like a good American should. He's placed his business in a forest which also runs underground. He's hired quite a menagerie of robotic creatures such as batons, cuckoos, monkings, peepees, rabbits, and the large and imposing Friender as a mini-boss in several places. All these workers are absolutely jazzed about working here. There's some place where they can thrive, stretch their legs, and get work done at their own time. Woodman is a very good boss. Airman is kind of a bore. He's one to talk about himself for long periods of time and condescend those who don't understand what he's talking about. But what he lacks in charisma, he makes up for in having one of the coolest places to work. Nowhere special, just several hundreds of miles high in the air. He's hired Pee-Pee once again, but now he's got goblins who spit out petite goblins. He's also hired Matasaburo and Kaminari Goro. They all seem to fit well here, and they're all placed in areas where they can't possibly fall to their doom, mostly because they can fly. Airman is the best boss. Crashman, however, is an entirely different story. He's pretty chill and cool, obedient, and doing what he can despite his clumsiness due to lack of hands. But he's also prone to incredibly violent mood swings and will chuck his crash bombs wherever he feels like it, which is fine because he likes destroying buildings, but not fine because he hates recycling. His location is a tall structure made of pipes, so tall it reaches into space a little bit. In fact, the only reason it's that tall in the structure being made of pipes is probably because Crashman wants to see something so huge come down with little effort once the job of killing Mega Man is done. However, he can't really do that as he's hired Blockies, Pee-Pees, Flyboys, Shopmen, Tellies, and the Neo Mets, who are upgraded to the old Mets. These are some pretty frail guys apart from the Flyboys, and not counting Neo Mets, they're all from other locations. Crashman didn't care about his mission so much that he just borrowed what was left over and spent all his budget on this eyesore of a stage. Because of his lack of care, violent mood swings, and the fact that he's a generally bad businessman, Crashman is the worst boss. So that's Mega Man 2. A lot of higher highs, but that low is really, really low. Here's hoping that the Robot Masters in Mega Man 3 are a lot smarter and know how to do their jobs.